All right, it's been nearly 10 years since the 9/11 terror attacks, and yesterday a special New York State Senate committee hearing was held to address our Homeland Security efforts. Here's what House Homeland Security Chairman Peter King had to say. Let's listen.
We are as prepared, as almost far more prepared than we were on September 11th as far as an attack from outside the country. But al-Qaeda has realized that.
Oh, that's Peter King, and he would know. Joining us right now for his take, Robert Liscouski. He's a former number 3 in the Department of Homeland Security. Robert, are we safer?
Oh, well, good morning, Brian. We are safer. There's no question that we've taken extraordinary measures since September 11th, 2001 to today. I mean, this country is probably better prepared than any other time in its history against attacks in the United States and against natural disasters. But we still have a long way to go. I
mean, we have a long way to go because we seem to have lucked out. The Times Square bomber, for example, you're not going to have a T-shirt vendor there wondering why a car is smoking. We had to pretend we needed everyday citizens to act. Do you think we could do other things to make us additionally safer?
We certainly can. But you know what? That's a fundamental advantage to what's happened since 9/11. People are more engaged. They understand the threats. They understand how to communicate those threats, and that had been missing previously, but that's clearly where we need to make more progress, too. So we have to integrate this across, civilians, citizens. It's got to go into the private sector and the federal government. We need a more integrated way to be able to share information and get information from the private citizens back into the government.
Well, I think one of the biggest surprises we have, we're looking for would-be hijackers, a loose connection of guys who train in Pakistan, come over here, spread out, and then come together. Now we're seeing also, like a lot of lone wolves, the wildcatting. Hey, I've been reading this, and now I'm radicalized. How do we prevent that?
The FBI has been doing a tremendous job at infiltrating and looking at setting up traps to capture these lone wolves and other actors out there. So law enforcement efforts at the federal and state and local level have really increased. Intelligence gathering and law enforcement efforts have really come a long way. Training has gone a long way to helping law enforcement at the local and state level to really understand how to integrate law enforcement and intelligence.
But Robert, here's the thing. I'm wondering what Ray Kelly has set up here with their own almost special forces, anti-terror units. How does that coalesce with the FBI and CIA? How is that working?
Well, the New York City Police Department is probably the best prepared police department in the world. Ray Kelly and his department have done a tremendous job at looking at, integrating intelligence and law enforcement. And they're really a very unique case. Other departments around the United States have done the same thing. They cooperate very well with the FBI. Yeah. But they've got a very, very clear focus on what their mission is. The FBI has to look across nationally. New York City Police Department's got a very big jurisdiction, but they've got a lot of officers that are looking at, New York City alone.
But Robert, the good news is we have them. The bad news is it's not a deterrent. They just seem determined to get New Yorkers and this city. Robert Liscouski, the number 3 of the Homeland Security Division, and of course your title and your company is?
Well, I'm a partner in a secure strategy group. We look at security companies and technologies that can help the Homeland Security.
All right. Thanks a lot, Robert.